Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to HOI IV and our United States versus World Communism Let's Play. So before we get started, I don't know if you guys seen that newest Christopher Nolan movie, Tenet. I watched that last night and man, that was not as good as I was hoping it'd be. I've been a big fan of Nolan ever since Memento. That's a fantastic movie, one of my favorite movies. And all of his movies are pretty good for the most part. I definitely enjoy, I think almost all of his movies I've liked so far. But this one was just okay, man. It wasn't like a terrible movie. The action scenes were really cool. But yeah, I just didn't like it as much as, and it wasn't anywhere near as good as I expected it to be. But yeah, just kind of a disappointment overall, and a kind of a long movie too, for watching something that's just not that great. But yeah, just didn't like it very much. I don't know how you guys feel about it. If you're fans of Nolan's past movies, I don't know how you felt about him in comparison to his other movies. But yeah, I just felt like it wasn't very good. I was really disappointed. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into today's episode. Remember, we're going to be playing until we get this war goal here. So our war goal with the United Kingdom expires here in 13th of May, 1941. So we're going to be playing in this episode up until late March and maybe early April of 41. And that way, in between episodes, I will get our fleet ready before we declare war next episode. So that's the plan. Now, one person did bring up the fact that we could just declare war on Canada alone if we get the war plan Crimson, which I didn't know that gave a war goal. But yeah, if that gives a war goal, see, I was just thinking it gives you these benefits here. But if it gives a war goal, then that is a possibility. We'd get that probably well before we would want to go to war with America, because you're looking at 59 days here, 70 here, and 70 here. So definitely less than a year. So yeah, we could go down on this. I don't see any reason not to. And we'll see if it gives a war goal. If it does, then we could use it and declare war on Canada. But I don't really see any difference between declaring war on Canada and declaring war on the UK, because I expect that as soon as we declare war on Canada, that they will then join the Allies. We'd have to revoke our guarantee first, of course. But yeah, I just think they'll probably just join the British faction when we declare war on them anyway. But I guess you could do it sooner, but I mean, we could declare war on the UK now. So the only real benefit to doing that, of course, is those 10% bonuses that you get to, a variety of things, defense, attack, and I think fort construction is the other one. So yeah, you get some nice bonuses there. But other than that, I don't really see what the difference would be, because I do expect they would join. Now, maybe they wouldn't, and then we'd be able to wipe them out before the British come in. I guess that's helpful. Another thing that's been brought up is Belize. Somebody thought that they were, because they had been released by the British, somebody thought they were in the Allies, so we needed to have some troops down here. That is not the case. They're not in the Allies as of right now. So we do not need to worry about them, and they're not communist either, so they're probably not going to be joining the Allies. So no worries down here, guys. We're good to go. All right, so let's go and let it play. And we'll continue building up the fleet in this episode. That's going to be a big focus, obviously. We just got the 1940 carrier hulls. So we're just waiting on radar, I think. I'll take a look. We're waiting on one thing, though. We're going to go ahead and continue getting these techs here. We still need to get stuff for the battleship. So we're doing the battleship hull right now. I think, yeah, we're doing the gun right now. So we just need their armor, and then they'll be good to go. Maybe shouldn't have used that experience for that, since we do need experience to build these ships out. We are earning a ton of experience from having this very, very large fleet out there training, though, so I don't really think it's an issue. We should be fine. All right, so we did get the invisible ink, and I want to say that was the last thing that we're going to do. We could do these ones. This is 15 factories, though. Yeah, I just don't think it's worth it right now. Not when we have so much other stuff to build, specifically the military factories. So yeah, I think we're just going to go ahead and stop on getting those agency upgrades and just focus on building factories and refineries. I think we're also building a ton of refineries right now to try and fix our rubber issues. All right, so let me just take a look at the shortages, see how we're doing here. Light tanks are still pretty short. Artillery and anti-tanks are as well. And I think anti-tanks are actually going to end up getting worse because we're about to add these to one of our division designs right now, actually. So let's just go and add some factories to this. Get this all sorted out here. I think everything else is good for right now. So yeah, let's go and make an adjustment with that 10 experience we have. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be finishing up well, I guess not finishing them. We still have two things to do. We're going to go ahead and add the support anti-tanks here. So that's one of the ones that we're going to get here. So they will increase their heart attack by a little bit, but most importantly, they're going to double their piercing. So they'll have that. Though Yeah, the piercing's still pretty low overall. That didn't help that much. And then we can also, once we get 10 more experience, we can finish this out by adding, we can either do maintenance companies or logistic companies. I think we're going to do logistics companies, guys. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do for these guys. All right, so this is good to go. Let's go ahead and save that. Still need to get one more support company, and then we'll be done with those guys with the 40 with light tanks. We got the radar, excellent. That's what we were waiting on to get the carriers built. Let's go ahead and go with the improved computing machine so we can start researching 8% faster. Now we can go ahead and build our carriers out. So let's go ahead and get this done. So we have our 1940 carrier hull. They will be historical carrier names, and we will be getting them more hangar space, so we have more planes on them. Let's get the new anti-air in them, the new level 3 radar, engines, and the dual purpose guns, which are fantastic. All right, so our level 3 carriers are going to be the Liberty 3A class here, based on your guys' suggestions. Let's go ahead and save that. That was only 15 experience, so not bad at all. Let's go ahead and move these guys up to the top. We'll put full dockyards into them, which we will have the pool dockyards a couple locations. Let's go and pull back on all the ones that are currently building a, one that's, we already have one building, one of the older ones. Let's go and pull back on all those. That will fix this. So that's the support cruisers. There's the torpedo cruisers. Where are the attack cruisers? Okay, right here. So let's go and pull these back like so. All right, so that looks good. We will want to make sure these guys are doing the right plane configuration, which I suppose we'll do. Typically, yeah, I think 70-30 should be good. We are going to fight other carriers though, so that's one thing to consider. But yeah, I think 70-30 is good. Yeah, we'll do that. We could also do 75-25. Excuse me, I meant to go this way. Yeah, we could always go 75-25 as well, and I think that would be a good look for them. Yeah, I figure this would probably work. Yeah, let's do that, guys. I feel like we'll have more carriers in our fleets than they will. So I think we'll be okay, guys. And that will mean that we probably should step up production of the carrier bombers just a little bit. Have one factory worth going into them. Yeah, that looks good. All right, we are short on steel, so we're gonna have to trade, not with the Soviet Union, with, who will we trade with? It's not really a lot of options. We'll have to trade with the Swedes. Okay, so just trying to make as much progress as we can here. We did get these light tanks done. Let's go and throw them into this army. Get them moving on over there. And looks like they do have to train a little bit, but we'll have them train here, trying to make up for the adjustments that we made to our division designs. And I want to say, yeah, we have our submarines training up as well. I put them over here, training them up. We did get a submarine done. Let's just go and throw these guys into this training fleet. It's fine. All right, I think we have, yeah, we have 2 capital ships in here training. The 2 carriers. So yeah, we should have about, I think we said 7 carriers, maybe 8. So we now have everything either researched or researching that we need for the battleships. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and start working on probably destroyers, because the destroyers, you need the newest ones as soon as you can get them because of that really, really low range. So I think we'll work on the destroyers next. Means we need the depth charge mortars. We obviously need the destroyer hulls. We'll want to get torpedoes as well, the advanced torpedoes. And then we need to get, the guns here too. So a lot of things to get here. Let's go ahead and start with the guns. We'll get the guns for them. Get those building. Now we can modify our government as well. So let's go ahead and get, I think we're going to start filling out the military staff now, guys. And we'll probably start with the Chief of Navy, since, the opening of the war will be a naval conflict. So yeah, we want to get somebody who's going to probably improve our air attacks from carriers. I think we'll probably want to get Halsey. Yeah, I think that's the best one for us. So yeah, let's go to get him, and that's going to be some nice bonuses there. Really going to help our carriers out, kind of give us the advantage, particularly with how far we would have gone down our naval doctrines. I think we'll have a significant advantage against the British carriers, and I think our carriers will just be better designed overall. So there's a couple things that we can do here. We continue to build military factories, which I think is what we probably should do. I'm still not quite happy with where the factories are at. If you were to just compare us like with Germany here and how many factories they currently have, Yeah, they're sitting at probably, I don't know, 90 factories, 90 military factories. So yeah, we definitely need to step it up some, guys. The Soviets have more military factories than us. Of course, we have more military factories than some of these other powers here. But yeah, when it comes to the Germans and the Soviets, the main land powers here in Europe, they have more factories than us. So I don't want that to be the case. So let's go and build more military factories. We still need to get the radar stations, and we also need to get coastal forts in our islands, guys. We want to build these in the islands here, also over here in the Caribbean, just to kind of give us a nice advantage. But this is what we're going to do. In Puerto Rico, because I think if we fight the British first, this is going to be probably the main location that they attack, I would assume. So let's go ahead and defend this. Also, we probably want to make sure that we have at least a couple here. So let's go, I don't know, I kind of want to build a lot here. Just make sure they never take the canal from us, because that'd be devastating. Here in Puerto Rico, again, because they're going to probably attack us there first, we'll build 5. So those are the 2 locations we'll build some coastal forts. But other than that, we're going to wait on the rest, like over there in the Pacific. We could go ahead and get some more steel. We are having to trade for steel now, so we should probably take a look at this. Here's a good location. I don't know how we missed that the first time. So we want to get that going. Got 48 there. So I think that's going to be the next location that we build in. 90 here. And we'll go there first then. I'm going to get the 8 that we can get there. It's not much, but it will help. And I think that's it, guys. There's a few other locations that have, 20 something, which means you'll get a few still from them. But there's really not much here. I guess this also has tungsten, which we can trade away. Yeah, I think that's going to be it, guys. Oh, well, actually, we'll go here. We can get 12 there. All right, so that's going to be it for the steel. Let's now go ahead and go after more military factories. Go ahead and do these places where we can get good bonuses. That's going to be a 100% bonus soon since we're building there. Tennessee is going to be another location that's going to have that 100% bonus. All right, so that should keep them busy for a little while. We also need to get these military factories assigned. Let's just take a look, see how things have changed since we last looked at this here. It does seem we're starting to get the anti-tank issue dealt with. Medium tanks still need more of those. I think we're only building 1 factory's worth, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 2. I also fixed the medium self-propelled artillery. I had light placed here. So we had 2 lines of light self-propelled artillery. Just made a little mistake there. So I did fix that. So that's not a problem anymore. We actually have 4 factories going into those. Let's go and build some more of the light tank. And then also maybe a bit light self-propelled artillery. And then, you know what, we'll just go into all the tanks, the tank stuff. We also need more planes. Always need more planes, guys. So let's go and put into these. Tactical bombers, fine. Heavy fighters, we got 2 factories going into that. Let's do 1 more. All right. So now we're gonna have to trade for more steel. I think we can get 1 more factory's worth from them, and that's it. Oh wait, no, let me take that back. Looks like we can get 3 full factories worth. Fantastic. That's all we need. And just trying to not trade with, potential future enemies, not make them any more powerful than they already are. So the Greeks are now fully communist here, as you can see. Union of Greek Soviet Republics. We've gotten the improved heavy battery. So now we're just waiting on the holes, and then we'll be able to build those battleships. So let's go ahead and go after the, I guess the depth charges next, or we can do the torpedoes. Doesn't really matter. I guess we'll do the torpedoes next. Oops, that's the snorkels. We'll do torpedoes next here. All right. And there is a civil war going on in India. Let's pick a focus, and then we'll take a look at what's going on there. So we already know we're going to go with the interventions in the Americas, increasing planet speed, but really, it's just because we have to keep going down there. Just not good focuses overall. One thing that has kind of been a major issue for us is army experience. And somebody had suggested that we go ahead and send an attaché to China. I decided not to do that because they're almost done with their war here, guys. They should have them defeated soon. But if another war breaks out, like a long-term war, then we could support it. Like we could support the Indians here against the Communist Indian People's Republic. Yeah, let's do that, guys. We do have to get 100 political power, though, so we'll have to wait. Yeah, just do something to try and get some of that army experience. That's really one of the things kind of limiting us right now, is the lack of army experience. The Italian Union seeks extensive military pact. All right, so what is this about? I thought we told them not to create their own faction. Yeah, they did, though. Yeah, that's a shame. There's nobody else in the faction, though. But they might be able to... No? Okay. I thought we had somebody else in there. That's just Albania that they've already annexed. I think they normally can get Bulgaria in to their faction. Maybe Romania, but I'm pretty sure it's just Bulgaria. And Bulgaria is already in the Allies, so they probably won't join. But yeah, it does look like Italy is now going to be outside of the Allies. I kind of thought that might happen. This is one of the two countries that we had to force to go communist. I thought it was going to cause some issues. So this just means that there will be two communist factions, and let's hope that the Italians attack the Yugoslavians and then get destroyed. That's the only thing we really hope for, because otherwise the communists are going to have to choose between, each communist country will have to choose between two factions, and they might choose the Italian one, which would not be good. So I really hope that the war between Italy and the Allies breaks out sooner rather than later. That would be desirable. So we got the hulls, and that means we're ready to design the battleships, I believe. We got the guns, right? Yep, we got the guns. All right, so let's go ahead and get the depth charge mortars. But let's wait to get the experience. You know what, actually, let's leave this slot open to see how much experience we have, because we're going to go ahead and design these battleships. Shouldn't be too expensive, because since you do have some stuff in here already, but I think we're actually going to have to upgrade everything here. Let's go ahead and do the historical battleship names, and then let's get everything upgraded. So we don't have the next fire control, but that's okay. It does have a negative associated with it. Oops. All right, well, that's fine. Didn't mean to do that. But yeah, let's go with the battleship army here, 3. So this is going to be the Freedom class. So yes, we do have a Liberty class for our carriers and a Freedom class for our battleships here. So we got, this is our theme for our level 3 classes. And we have the 2 guns, large guns here at the top, guys. I would put a third one, but it's already getting kind of slow. I typically like it a little bit faster than this. So it's going to be a slower battleship than we typically build, but the heavy attack is pretty high, guys. It's not bad at all. And then we have 3 dual purpose guns, so that we get both the light attack and the anti-air. We could change out one of these for an anti-air gun instead, and that would actually speed it up a little bit. Of course, we have better anti-air, but then you're going to see a big jump. A big drop in the light attack there. So I think this is fine. We're going to go and leave it as is. Let's go ahead and save that. There wasn't too much experience. And so yeah, we're going to get these guys building now. I think we have a battleship still building. Yeah, we still have the Ironsides building. Let's go ahead and get just one of these here. And then we're going to want to pull, again, do the same thing we did before, where we just kind of pull from these. And we'll do the torpedo cruisers here as well. All right, fantastic. So those will be building. Still not doing these here because it's assigning them up here. I think we're going to move this up to the top and then redo this so we can finally get that thing finished up there. So yeah, let's just go ahead and pull back again on the support cruisers and the torpedo cruisers so that those dockyards will go into the Roosevelt here, or at least a few of them will. All right, that looks good. Obviously, we have a little bit of a dockyard shortage here. A big part of that is because we're building 2 lines of each of these cruisers right now, but we're almost done with those, so that'll get fixed very, very soon. So we need more steel. The Swedes don't have any more to trade with us, so we'll have to find another person to trade with, and we're going to trade with the Indians here. I think that's good to try and support them in their conflict with the communists in the south. The Cubans can give us more of the chromium that we need. And 1 rubber is fine. I'm not too worried about that. So that means that we do have the experience. I mean, technically we don't have the experience because we have a lot of stuff a lot of things to design here. Another thing I'd like to get on these level 3 destroyers is some mining chips so that we can mine up our coastline. I think that'd be helpful, kind of help stop any invasions and just help us gain or maintain superiority in our coastal regions so they can't even launch invasions. Senate votes for government proposals. We got 5 new senators. Okay. Somebody said that there were a couple focuses that did require some more support. I didn't see where those are at, but yeah, they said that there were a couple that still needed it. Not entirely sure which ones though. Oh, right here. Here's one that would require it. I think anything with the word act in it, if we have any more that say act, then that will require support. So I was wrong when I said that there was nothing else that required support besides these ones over here. Looks like, no, these are not the ones. I thought there was one more over here. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe there weren't any over here. So it just results in you losing support. Got it. All right, so we got the mobile defense. Let's go and just continue down these. Obviously, we only have 3 done here. We'd like to be a little bit further than that in 1940. So dispersed support or integrated support, of course, I almost always go for the integrated support here, increasing the soft attack and organization for all of your support companies, and it just makes overall your divisions just have a much higher organization. When you go through here, this is great too, but it just improves the artillery. It's just not as good. Yeah, I just don't find it as good, man. Now I know that this is line artillery, so obviously their soft attack is much higher. So 10% for a line artillery is going to increase the overall soft attack of the unit far more than plus 25% or even plus 50%, I guess is what you're getting here. Even that is nowhere near what you're going to get from plus 10%. So yeah, you're going to get much more soft attack from this overall, but yeah, I just find this one to be much better overall. So we're going to go this route. 155 days to get that knocked out. We got the excavation 3, excellent. I think that means, yeah, we're done here. We still need to get fuel refining 3, but that's probably not something we'll get anytime soon. It's not really something that we're needing right now. Could always get the improved fire control system. Really not a priority though, guys. And we already got the battleships building, so how are we doing on the naval doctrines? We did stop doing those, so might want to continue down that. But you know what? I think we really need to focus on getting all these ship techs knocked out. Yeah, so we're going to continue on these so we can get the cruisers built and the submarines built too. So let's go ahead and do... Yeah, if we had some experience, we could get that. Let's just do this then. 58 days to knock that out. Get the guns for the cruisers. So we did finish up the cipher on Japan. Excellent. So who do we want to do next? We got Canada, we got Japan, we got the British. I suppose Germany or the Soviet Union would be the next ones. Let's do the Germans. All right, fantastic. So just looking at what they're doing, I mean, they're fully communist here because of that modifier we gave them. It's a very powerful modifier. I just wanted to ensure that they went communist. Can't see what they're working on. There's the Dutch. And, oh, India already won that conflict before we were able to do the attache. I thought that might end up being the case. But I think that does mean that the Indians will not go communist now, since they defeated the communist, the communist civil war here. So they have the fate of the Royal Army here in Britain. That's what they're currently working on. They just knocked that focus out. And Union of Britain decided to banish the royal family. Looked at it as a merciful decision. And now they're working on eliminating the upper class. All right, so Spanish air production. There's the Soviet Union, nothing exciting in their trees. I still got that real old tree, but I do expect that the next DLC is going to have a new focus tree for both the Soviet Union and for Poland, because Paradox did say that Poland would get their tree redone in the same DLC that redoes the Soviet one. So yeah, I do expect that the Soviets and Poland will get new trees. I'm hoping that Italy does too as well, since they would be the last one with those old trees that suck. They should really redo the default one too. But I think they're kind of hesitant to work on that, since their goal is to not have anybody have the default tree. That's their goal overall. You can get the landing craft, but you know what? Let's continue getting stuff for these ships, though we are really lacking on the experience now. So we won't spend it for this. We're just going to go and get this done with the normal way. 71 days. So we need the depth charges and the torpedoes before we can build the destroyers. So it's just going to be about 50, a little less than 50 days, and then we'll be able to get that going. Let's go and take a look at our ships, make sure we got these guys training, and the ones that are done training, we get those pulled out. So both of those carriers are done. Fantastic. Just keep all the rest of these guys training for that naval experience that we always need. So let's go after the destroyer holes now. I probably should have went for that before I went for those the cruiser armor, but it's fine. We'll be alright, guys. All right. So yeah, we need the destroyer holes also before we're going to be able to build those, which that's going to be 78 days because I'd forgotten about those. So yeah, it'll be a little bit before we're able to do the destroyers. And Leon Trotsky was assassinated. Oh, I should have read that, because yeah, he'd be here. He'd be in Mexico, but you know we own Mexico, so yeah, that kind of affects us a little bit. Italy lays claim to Greek territory, and there we go, guys. So the Italian Union did declare war on the Union of Greek Soviet Republics. So let's hope that the Greeks will join the Allies, so that the Italians can get wiped out and that faction can be eliminated. Again, I thought that there would be a problem. It's unfortunate, but I don't want anybody else to join this Italian faction. So the worst case scenario that could happen here is that this results in like a communist civil war, essentially, where they, where they could have became one kind of united communist alliance, which just due to the socialist ideology, you would assume, because of their, disagreement with nationalism in general, you'd assume they would become like one big European union, like communist European union. But yeah, so that's why I say civil war between the communists here. This is the worst case scenario, is that like let's say Germany joins the Italians and then the French join the Allies and Soviets join one side. And then you just have the war as normal, even though they're all communists. So I'm really hoping that doesn't happen, guys. But definitely a possibility. So let's hope. So let's go after the war plan, Crimson. We'll see exactly what that does. Because yeah, if it gives us a war goal, we'll attack the Canadians instead, I suppose. As soon as we're ready, yeah, we'll do that. And if they join the Allies, then it results in the same outcome, essentially. Just maybe we'll have a couple days where we can attack into here. I mean, the British the units here are incredibly weak anyways. And Communist China has been defeated. They lasted a little bit longer than I thought. We probably should have sent the attaché there. But yeah, they'll attack the other warlords. So once they do that, then maybe we'll send attaché if we have the political power at the moment. We did get the improved medium batteries. Excellent. Also, we do have some RE experience we can make use of. So we're done with all the guns. And now we only need the things I think we're currently working on. Nope, we got one more tech. So I'm just trying to knock out all these techs, guys. All these naval techs. And we're almost done. When we get that ship torpedo launcher here in a day, then I think we'll use this somewhere else. Probably to get a plane model. Let's do the fighters. Let me just make sure in our focus tree that we don't have like a bunch of research bonuses. As long as we only have one for each one, then we'll be fine. So we already did escort fighters. That was for the heavy fighters. So we'll get one research bonus for tactical bombers and one for close air support. So we could use those for the 44 models if need be. Yeah, that's fine. So it doesn't affect anything, essentially. We can go ahead and research as we desire. So let's go into the fighters next, guys. 116 days. Get those knocked out. The torpedo cruisers is the last one that's still building here. And then when that's done, oh, it just finished up. All right, excellent. So now we have all this looking great. Those guys are almost done as well, refitting that carrier. We do have the political power to spend. Let's go ahead and do that, guys. We could save the 100 so we can send an attaché whenever a war starts. But we don't know how long that's going to take, so let's get benefits while we can. So as far as the 3 military high command, we do have some fantastic options here. Could always improve the special forces. Typically, you don't want... these are all experts, so the ranks don't matter, never mind. I was going to say we wouldn't want any of the specialists. We'd rather get like experts or what was the other rank? There's another rank as well. So there's no specialists. They're all experts, so it doesn't really matter. Ranks don't need to be considered. So this is a great bonus. Division attrition is always helpful. Probably won't do the strategic bombing. I don't think that'll be necessary. This one's great. Very good as well. Yeah, all these ones for the planes are nice. So what we could do is like one for land, one for air, and one for sea. And I like deciding which ones you're going to do first so that you know how to prioritize getting these. So for the naval ones, I think we'll do Fletcher, Admiral Fletcher here. No, guys, I don't think we're going to do an air one, actually. Yeah, I don't think we're going to do an air one. If we had one that was for like fighters, then I can see going for it. Because it's going to be very difficult to seize control of the air. Because remember, we're going to have to fight the British, French, and German, and Soviet air forces all at the same time. They'll all be in alliance. That's going to be a lot of planes to be fighting. It's going to be difficult to achieve air superiority. So if we had something that would help us out with that, we'd want to get it. But I don't really feel like these are better than what I want to do here, which is for the land, we'll get the infantry, get that attack and defense up. That'll be helpful. Applies to all the infantry units rather than just this one, which only applies to the special forces. And then I think we're going to, because again, this is a very naval-focused campaign, I think we're going to have 2 naval bonuses. We won't do this one. That's nice, of course, but we can wait. We're going to do both of these because sortie efficiency is very, very helpful for your carriers. But you know what, guys? I think this one's going to be very powerful for us as well, and I really can't decide which one of these would be more important. Once our ships start going here, we're not going to have much air support. The air support will be rather limited until we get some land and some air bases to help our ships out. And so having the AA attack is going to be incredibly important. But that'll be a little bit later. I think this one's a little bit more important initially. So let's go ahead and go with that, guys. And then for, I guess we want to look at what else we're getting here. For the Chief of Air Force, see which one we want to go for. Yeah, definitely not that one there. Yeah, probably the Night Operations is probably the best one. We can also do Air Reformer, Genius. That's the last rank. We can also do Air Reformer. That one's helpful as well. Yeah, probably one of those two. And then for the Chief of Army, we would want to go probably Division Recovery Rate, guys. Attack is nice as well. We are getting attack bonus, though, from our military high command to the infantry. This, of course, applies to all troops. But you know what? We might go with MacArthur, guys. Division recovery rate is incredibly helpful. So yeah, I might go with him. And feel free to leave your own input here on what you guys think we should go for. Let's go and get these infantry placed on the line. In fact, we're just going to put the whole army over there. Do we have enough equipment to build more troops? We do. All right. So let's go ahead and do that. We do need to get these guys finished up here. Give them the logistic companies. Go ahead and save that. That does mean that the tanks that we have here will need to train once they get their units. That'll reduce their overall experience. So we'll have to do that. But yeah, let's go and get some more troops trained out, guys. Again, I don't really see the point on trying to train the Marines up. It gets really difficult to then add to them. You have a lot of difficulty trying to add more battalions to them because you're limited on how many Special Forces battalions you can have. So we're just gonna wait, guys. It's fine. I'm okay with waiting. Could get some more Minutemen for defending all of our colonies. We don't really have a lot in some of these key locations that will likely get attacked early, like Guam. So yeah, let's build a few more. We'll build like 5 more of these guys. We have all the stuff that they need, so it's not a problem. In fact, we could even step it up a bit more if we wanted to, since they don't really require that many, that much stuff. So yeah, let's go and do 10. We'll do 10 of those, and now you can see we're finally short on the infantry equipment. All right, so I think this is probably good, guys. And we will have them. We're probably not going to train them up there. We'll just have them train on their islands. So just have them come over here. Just deploy to California when they're done. That means we'll get rid of this training army here, guys. Just go ahead and throw them all over here. And then we'll want to stretch them out. So we have 12 total units. So we can go ahead and decrease this by 10 if we wanted to. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe like, you know what? Yeah, we'll do one more. We'll do the full. All right, so that'll be 12 total, guys. So let's go and get that stretched out. All right, excellent. So these guys kind of move and focus more on this region here. As you can see, we have a lot of provinces over here that are undefended. So definitely want to get more troops over here. We did get our civilian factories freed up, so we got a lot of stuff taken care of. That means we're probably good on steel now. Yes, sir. Don't need as much as this. Let's go and pull back here, and we'll pull back here as well. I think we don't need a trade for anything, actually. Yeah, we're good to go there. Go ahead and pull back on the chromium as well, since we got a little bit of chromium from doing that building. All right, so let's go and get these civilian factories assigned. We're going to do, still far enough away, I don't think we need to do any more, yeah, we don't need to do any more like coastal forts or anything. Could start working on the radar though. Still not happy with the factory situation though, so let's do more factories first. We'll do it in these interior regions first if we have research bonuses for them anyway. And we'll do one right there. That's a nice 70%. And let's see where else we got. 60% there. All right, so that's good. Let's see where that will take us. So we're at 63. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. All right, well, let's go ahead and do a total. We're going to try and get up to 75 factories, guys. So we want to do 12. So 3 more factories. That's what we're looking to do here, guys. All right, so do those 3, and then let's go ahead and get some radar placed. Probably up here, all the way up. Build it up to the top there. Get it right there as well. We'll see how far the radar coverage goes, and then we'll build somewhere in the middle. We obviously want to get Puerto Rico as well. Then do that. Let's do here in the canal. And over on the Pacific, it's not as important right now because I think the war with Japan will likely be a bit later because it's going to take them a while to get through their focus tree now, since they're dealing with all those the Civil War and all the issues that came with that. So it'll likely be a little while before Japan gets aggressive again, I think. We should have a bit of time. Let's go and take a look at our planes here. Oh yes, and then also, while I'm thinking about it, let's go and do our, get our tanks trained up here. Make sure they train until they're done. Alright, so let's go ahead and do the planes real quick, take a look at them. So these guys still need to train a bit. We also want to step the heavy fighters up by 100, excuse me. So let's go ahead and have both of these guys train. And we'll see if there's any more we want to change up here. See if we want to add, could add some tactical bombers there, get them stepped up. But I think 100 is going to be good for right now. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, we can do like another 100 air wing instead of doing a 200 air wing. We're going to get some bombers here as well, some naval bombers. And you know what? I'm going to do another line, or another air wing, excuse me. You got some close air support to get going, so we'll get those out there. I know we're going to be over the limit here. We can move some of these out. But yeah, we'll probably go over the limit here in a minute. I think that's good. Could also do the strategic bombers and get those training up. Yeah, let's go ahead and do them. Obviously, it's going to take them a little while to get to 100, but that's fine. All right, so we're going to take all these guys and let's just get the ones selected that need to be changed up here. I think that's all of them. And then have them train. All right, excellent. So a lot more planes out here, and we actually are not at the limit here, though I think they haven't finished adding some planes there, so we should be the limit here very, very soon. So we can go ahead and move some of the bombers, I suppose. Let's get them out of here. We don't have any issues. Not that it's that big of a deal. It doesn't affect them at all if they're over the limit, except for when they're in battle, when they're actually doing something. So yeah, just going to get all these guys moving elsewhere. All right, we did get the armor done. Excellent. That's for those cruisers. Still trying to get the cruiser hulls. We do have the torpedoes. We got all the guns. To get the submarines, we'd want to get those snorkels, and then of course their hulls, and then I think that's it. And then after this, it's just like passive bonuses and landing craft and stuff like that. So it's not as much of a priority at that point. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look and see how many we have going towards naval attacks right now. Just 2. Okay, we can do one more then. Let's do these snorkels and get them in 58 days here. All right, take a look at these ships. Get them, make sure they're training up here. We had that one battleship done. Fantastic. Yeah, glad to see we got one of the battleships done. And we have the improved computing machines as well. All right, awesome. So we could do the atomic research, get another research bonus there. That's always helpful. It does take a long, long time to get that though. That's 304 days. That's not a short amount of time. So I don't think that's what we're going to do just yet. We have a lot of like 1940 tech to get here, guys, that we need. Quite a few 1940 techs actually. So let's go and start working on some of those. Yeah, let's do, I think we're going to do the naval bombers, guys. Yeah, I think it would be good to get these. Let's go and knock that out. I think that would be helpful, since, you know, obviously we're going to very much rely on our naval bombers to get some of our initial victories against those British ships. We won't even patrol anywhere where we won't have air support. Now, we might be able to patrol here. Now, they're going to have air support, and that's going to cause us a lot of issues. But if we have the heavy fighters and the tactical bombers, then we should be able to get air support, you know, ground-based air support to help our carriers out. All right, so we do have some military factories get assigned. Let me just take a look at the situation here. We're pretty much good on everything but anti-air, and even that is almost fixed. Obviously, we need more planes as well, so we can start building some more troops, guys. Yeah, we're going to want to build more troops. We still need to design those medium tanks, man. There's just kind of limited on that. So let's just go ahead and just keep what we have going towards those until we're able to actually, you know, build them. And let's just build stuff for the light tanks for right now. We don't have very many light tanks. I'd definitely like to get more of these. So we're going to get 3 factories going there. Obviously, more fighters is always helpful. Probably go up to like 8 there, and like 6 on these other type of planes here. Maybe go up on the tactical bombers a bit as well. A few more strategic bombers. Yeah, that looks good, guys. How much do we have going on anti-air? 3. I feel like that's probably enough. Yeah, this is good. We're good to go. We can always do one more to the support equipment as well. We do need to trade for more rubber, unfortunately, but the Brazilians have a bit for us. Let's go and trade with them instead. All right, so I don't think there's anything we're not trading for. Yeah, not just quite yet. We might want to go ahead and get some, and you can see we're already building these out. Might want to go and get some more refineries, guys. Definitely could see that being useful. Some more refineries here. Deal with our rubber issues. We did get 50 representatives. Nice. Got those destroyer holes. Is that everything we needed for those? For the destroyers? I want to say that is. Yeah, I think we're done. So we can go ahead and get those researching. So we just need the submarine holes now. We'll wait to do those until we get something else filled out here. Let's get some of these other techs we need to get, guys. So we have one going towards the planes. So we have two going towards the planes. So we'll let them continue doing that. While I think with the other one, we'll get these passive bonuses for our troops. Let's go and do the improved infantry equipment too. Get that knocked out. And then we have some dockyards to get assigned. So we can't go and design the destroyers. That's what we're going to want to do. All right, so let's go and do that. We also finished refitting that one carrier. So that's good news. So yeah, let's go ahead and get the destroyers, the new destroyers that we just got all the techs for. So let's get these guys designed. This is going to still be the wolf hunters. So very much focused on the depth charges. That's what we want, is just like depth charges all the way across. That's going to be their really only job. We'll give them the other stuff, of course. And let me just take a look and compare this here. So if we brought this dual purpose main in instead, we'd have higher light attack and better anti-air, but lower piercing, which isn't really that big of a deal. I feel like this would in fact probably be better than that one. Yeah, I think that would be the better option, guys. Let's go and get the dual purpose then. We already have the anti-air in there. Excellent. We do have the best sonar, of course. We've got radar that we need to get in there, torpedoes, and the engines. We want the historical destroyer names. And I don't know if I did these guys' icons here. Yeah, they're good to go. They start out with icons that we're fine with. So of course these guys are going to be the crabs. And then their name is just going to be our wolf hunters again. Wolf hunters 3-A. Alright, excellent. Let's go and save that. Still got plenty of experience to go ahead and then design, and we'd want to probably take just this destroyer hole right here. I think would be the cheapest way to go. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Take this destroyer here, destroyer hole, and then we're going to name it after historical, actually, historical mine layers. Yeah, we'll do that. And we're going to create a mining ship here, guys. So we will have the full engines in there, but pretty much everything else we don't need. Only what we're required to have, like the battery. You got to have the battery in here, and we'll put the dual purpose one so they can like defend themselves against planes. We'll probably have full anti-air in here because I do expect like planes to cause us issues, guys. So that's it. Like when we go mining up around Europe, I feel like having anti-air would be good. Having anything else is useless because if ships attack them, they'll just get destroyed. And there's no way around that, guys. So we do want to at least protect against the planes that are going to be bombing them. So we'll do that. But other than that, guys, I don't feel any other reason, to have these. So we might even want to go with more anti-air so that if they bomb our mine ships, they're going to get hit really hard. Now, I prefer to have a mine warfare here, but that's, as you see, is not an option. So let's go and do the mine lane rails in both of these locations here. All right, so that's good. I don't think we're going to add any of the rest of this in here, guys. Yeah, I don't see any reason to have that. But yeah, we do have the two anti-air. Of course, it's not necessary. We could always pull this out. Maybe it's not worth the production, you could say. That is 200 production, so we could build these ships a lot faster. But yeah, if they're going to bomb us, then let's at least do some damage to their planes. I think that'd be helpful. So these guys are going to be just miners, I suppose. Remember, with our screen ships, I'm going to have to use the arrow key because, again, my keys do, my keyboard switches, has a button where I can switch WSD with the arrow keys. Always messes me up whenever we're trying to type anything. So yeah, they'll be the miner 3As. And I think we're good to go here. They've already got their mine lane icon. And so we're going to want to get both of these placed. We'll do the wolf hunters first. Put them right underneath these destroyers here. Only build one more of those. And probably want to build one more of each of these cruisers too, since we're about to upgrade these. So we don't want them to start building another one. So yeah, let's just build one more. We'll build 2 more of those submarines because I think it'll take a little while to get that done. So 2 more of the submarines, and then yeah, just with the light cruisers, we'll only do 1 more of each of these. All right, fantastic. All right, so we got 10 going into the Wolf Hunters. Let's go ahead and then build a few of these mine ships, which it's being considered outdated. Need to fix that. All right, so let's go and put these guys just right here. Probably not going to get a ton of dockyards, guys. I think 3 dockyards is probably plenty. That's probably more than we actually need. We'll just build the number that we need, which I don't know how many we're going to build yet. Like maybe 10 or something like that. Yeah, probably about 10. You know what? Let's just go and place say that we want 10 and that's it, so I don't forget about this. All right, let's go make sure that these are all going to California, as well as the 2 capital ships we put here. All right, yeah, that looks good. So as we finish up those light cruisers, then the mine destroyers will get some of those. We need to build more dockyards, guys. And there we go, Canada joined the Allies as soon as we did this here, so it seems like us doing that is what had them join the Allies. All right, so we want to go ahead and get our own factions, so let's go and continue down these. And with the close air support here, we'll just have to use that for the 1944, guys, because I really want to get the faction created. Yeah, I would like to have gotten those cruiser submarine hulls. I didn't realize that gave us that tech. Yeah, we should have gotten that. You know what? In fact, are we researching the submarine hulls? We're not. So we probably want to use that. Okay, so we're going to have to get this first, guys. Let's go and get this tech. I don't know why we're getting the notification about the outdated equipment for the Miner 3s. They're not outdated. We recommissioned those. Kind of strange. So you can see we do not have the justify war goal ability here or the ability to declare war. So yeah, we don't have a war goal on them. So maybe it's a decision that the person was talking about. Let me just double check here and see. Because yeah, I don't remember. Again, I haven't played America that much since they added this all in here. But yeah, it looks like it's right here. But this is for when you're at war with Canada, so I don't think it does give you a war goal. It doesn't seem like it does. I didn't think it did, but I wasn't sure. But yeah, I'm not seeing anything that would indicate that we have a war goal with them. And I don't even think we can even justify against them. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure what that person was talking about. But yeah, we do not have the ability to get a war goal on them. So we will have to use the British one, which will be, again, it doesn't matter anyway because, you know, they joined the Allies, so it's not like we could take them out early. The Italians have almost got the Greeks conquered, and the Greeks did not join the Allies. That's a real shame. Yeah, alright, so the Italians are breaking things as they always do, because they don't have their own focus tree, so it just causes issues every time. So I'm really hoping that they get their own focus tree in this upcoming expansion too. We'll just have to wait and see, but we can hope that they'll do the Soviets, the Polish, and the Italians. We have a decision available here. Demobilize our economy. Yeah, we don't want to do that. Again, though, I do think you start getting events as a democracy when you're not at war. You start getting events, like negative events. We do have some free dockyards. Let's go ahead and get... How many do we have? We have a lot of free dockyards. I'm not entirely sure where we got those from. We do need to... Was it the destroyers, perhaps? Yeah, I think it was the destroyers. We finished building that one destroyer. And then maybe a cruiser as well. Yeah, we finished one of the cruisers too. All right, well, we're not going to get those guys filled out just yet. Instead, we'll just put it into, getting something else done. Maybe more submarines. We could always do more convoys. We always need more convoys. Do a few more of those. And then we could try and finish up these torpedo cruisers, though they're going to be done very, very soon as well. Yeah, so we really don't need to do that. Let's just do the submarines here. Yeah, we'll just do a bunch more submarines for now. Alright, so we do need more resources, more steel. Let's go and trade with... Could help the Italians and still go to war with the rest of the communists. I suppose that's always an option. There's not really any other options here, frankly. Yeah, we'll just do the Italians. Enemy of my enemy is my friend type of thing. And here we go. We got the 1940 election now. Roosevelt versus Wilkie. So since the office of the President of the United States was first established, no president has ruled for more than 3 consecutive terms. However, in light of the precarious state of the world and international developments in the last few years, President Roosevelt has decided to break with tradition and run for a 3rd term. Republican Wendell Wilkie, characterized as a dark horse candidate with a background as an industrialist with limited political experience, has been critical both of Roosevelt's economic interventionism and his justification for running for a 3rd term. Although the candidates have much in common in their foreign policies and Wilkie wants to retain some form of the New Deal, many still consider this election a determining point for the future of American democracy. So we can say the Democrats, FDR, isn't indispensable, or we can say the Republicans, we want Wilkie, in which case we would lose the New Deal benefit, which is right there. That's the increased stability and increased infrastructure construction speed. So we lose that, and then we'd get Wilkie's New Deal, which would also give stability and infrastructure and construction speed, but they're half of the benefit. And then in exchange, you just get the ideological drift defense, which is useless because America already has that. We do get 120 political power for doing that, though. And momentum would be carried over into the congressional elections. And that's pretty much it, guys. Not really much else here. Frankly, the benefits of this would be, you wouldn't really get much benefits from this. But I think we are going to do it. Because I feel like he's been president for 2 terms now. And I feel like that's enough. We're not going to allow Roosevelt to break with tradition and go, more than 2 terms. I just don't think we're going to do that. Or 4 terms. We're not going to allow that, that's for sure. So yeah, I think we're going to get rid of Roosevelt here, guys. I don't know if there's any focuses that'll affect, though. I think we got all the ones, but I'm going to double check real quick, guys. Just make sure that none of these require Roosevelt. Again, I don't think so. I don't think any of these should cause issues, guys. I just want to double check. Now, obviously, that one requires Truman specifically. So won't be able to do that. But yeah, I don't think there's any more, guys. I think we have all the ones that had any specific requirement besides that Truman one when it comes to the president. Yeah, none of these do. So yeah, I think we're good to go. Just go through these ones real quick. All right, fantastic. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and do it. We'll go ahead and get the Republicans in office. It's a shift in the political landscape. People have spoken. All right, so as far as our support in the House, not much. Only 175, 20 in the Senate. Yeah, we have no support, essentially. And this is about to demobilize our economy. So we have 114 days to do this before we start getting the strikes. So basically, we have to declare war before this. So it might be slightly earlier than I said. I don't know. I'd have to do the math to say exactly. We'll just kind of pay attention to that and try to make sure we don't have any issues there. We did get that 150 political power from electing the Republicans, so we can go ahead and fill out the military staff again. Let's do what were we going to do with the Air Force again? Night operations? I think we'll do night operations now, actually. Yeah, let's go and do that. So we're going to get the night operations bonus. The night is half of the day in this game, so makes sense to get something that's going to improve your Air Force for half of the game. And that's your entire Air Force. We did get the cruiser hulls. And so I think the only thing we're waiting on... Actually, I don't think we're waiting on anything with the cruisers. We can go and get those designed now, actually. Yep. Okay. So let me just see if there's... We have this going, and we'll probably get that the submarine hulls. We're going to wait to get those, guys, because we're going to get the research bonus for those. So let's go ahead and do passive bonuses for the Navy then. I think that's the best way to do this. We need our experience for the cruisers most likely. So let me just double check before we do anything then. We'll go ahead and spend our experience on the cruisers to see if we have any to use for that tech. So we're going to want to design all of these 1940, although do we not have... I could have swore we had the cruiser. Oh, we do. It's just not in here for whatever reason. Okay, so it might be outdated for some strange reason. Yeah, it's considered outdated despite the fact it's the new ships. And what sucks when that happens, and this has happened before, is that it doesn't. And I think this is just because of the light and heavy cruiser differences. So it's seeing us as not having any heavy cruisers, so therefore it doesn't fill this out the way it usually does. So that's very, very unfortunate, guys, because it's going to cost a lot more experience. I think we always have this issue with the cruisers. It's just the nature of it. Light cruisers aren't considered here. So we need to get these guys designed out. What we're going to want to do is get the things that all of them are going to get. Oops. So we're going with the light cruiser battery. So we're going to do the things down here that everybody's going to get, and then we're going to save that as the kind of base whole. So we probably don't want anything in that slot though I think you have to have something in that slot. Yeah, you do. Yeah, we're going to put the fire control systems in there, guys. And I think we're just going to do the zeros so we don't get any hit to the reliability. So I think that's it that we know for sure. Well, I guess we're going to put radar in here. We know we're going to have radar in all of them. We're obviously going to dual purpose. And yeah, we'll have the cruiser armor. So yeah, we're going to do the whole bottom here. And then the top we'll leave as is. So let's go and save this. I guess we can save historical light cruiser names. So let's go and save this. That'll be 30 experience. And then from here we can just like duplicate it. And then get our actual designs done for each one of these. All right, guys, so I was able to design 2 of them. That's all we had the Navy experience to be able to complete. So we have the attack cruisers and the support cruisers. We'll have to do the torpedo cruisers after we get a little bit more experience. So looking at the attack cruisers, this is how they're going to be equipped. So just guns, essentially. We have one thing of torpedoes on here just so they have a torpedo attack. That's pretty much the only reason why I put those on there. It's nice to have a torpedo attack. Torpedoes are incredibly useful when used right. But mainly what we're going to be focused on is having that very, very high light attack. That is not bad for a level 3 light cruiser. So yeah, this is what they're going to look like. So nothing strange there. It's going to get them building. Place them right underneath the... oh, we don't even have any attack cruisers. Okay, so let's go ahead and get them building. We'll get them placed into San Diego here as well. All right, and then we'll want to pull back on these, so those will go to the attack cruisers now. Yeah, we can have one more go there in a little bit. And you know what? Let's pull back on the submarines as well. Pull back on these quite a bit. Actually, let's do even less. Let's do 3, so we can get some dockyards for this support cruiser here. So the support cruiser 3As will be looking like this. So very heavy focus on the anti-air. We have 2 anti-air in here and then 1 dual purpose, so they'll have a little bit of a light attack. And then of course we have the catapult, so they can help us with the surface detection. And then they also have a depth charge here just so they have the ability to help out against submarines. So I think this is it. I think they're good to go. So let's go and get them. That's the only difference, I think. And then the fact that we have the sonar in here. So that's a difference as well. I thought about going with 2... man, I think I just built another attack cruiser, didn't I? Yes, I did. My bad. I thought we're going with 2 of the depth charges here. But you know what? That would have required us to remove one of these 2 here to put them with the anti-air to get the anti-air back up. And that's really what their focus is supposed to be, not so much depth charges. It's supposed to be anti-air. So that's the reason why I only have the 1 depth charge there. I was going to put these guys underneath here, and then we'll put 5. And get them going over to San Diego as well. Alright, so that looks good, guys. So we'll have to do the torpedo cruisers as soon as we get a little bit more experience. I think I need like 20-something experience to get them done. So I suppose we'll continue to trade with... Yeah, we'll continue to trade with the Italians for as much as we can here. We did get the basic submarine snorkel. Excellent. Let's go ahead and go after some passive bonuses here, I think. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do next. Don't have any experience, though, for those, but that's okay. Let's do the diesel-powered emergency pumps. Oh, we have 2 research slots. What's the other thing that we got? Yeah, I completely missed that. Not entirely sure what we got there. Alright. We could go and do the atomic research. Yeah, you know what? Let's go and do that. Let's get that research bonus, guys. And it takes a long time to research that as well. Okay. So... we're moving much slower in this episode than I had planned, and that's because of all the ship designing. We've had to design a lot of ships. We've been doing a lot of things to get ready here, and that has been unfortunately taking a lot of time. We got the integrated support. Fantastic. Let's go and go after the regimental combat teams now. We'll be continuing down the land doctrines until we finish them at this point, unless we get to the point where, because we do have some research bonuses, so we don't want to not be able to use those. All right. And let me just make sure that we have these guys set up, yeah, to be able to repair. And we need to build some more dockyards, too. I'm not quite happy with where our dockyards are at. So what did we finish building? I think we finished building that support cruiser that we were working on. Wait a minute. Hold up, I messed this up, didn't I? Oh, okay. I see what I did. I built 2 support cruisers here. Alright, so this is not much production that we're losing, guys. Yeah, that was my bad. Alright, so I deleted that attack cruiser because I thought I had built 2 attack cruisers, but it was the opposite. Wow. Alright, so we can go pull back on this one then. Lost a little bit of production there, but it's fine. Luckily, we noticed it here fairly early. And we only want to build... Yeah, we want to keep building these. It's this one here that we only want to build one more. Alright, yeah, I'm not sure how I messed this up like this, but yeah, clearly messed it up a bit. It is fixed now. So let's go ahead and get these assigned to, I suppose, cruisers. Yeah, I suppose we want to build more of these cruisers here. We could also go ahead and build another capital ship, though. But let's get some of these cruisers done, guys. I'm not quite happy with how we've been doing in that regard on getting these screen ships built. A lot of shortages right now with resources, quite a bit, guys. Yeah, this is a problem. All right, let's see if there's any more steel we can get here in the provinces. Might have to like maximize everywhere, because again, we're not going to have very many people to trade for. This is going to be an issue. You know, we're going to have a lot of shortages because there's nobody to trade with. So we're going to have to maximize like every bit of steel that we have, I think. Yeah, there's some down here, but not much. Not enough that's worth like building for. Yeah, you can get 2 there. That's just not worth it. The amount of time it'd take to build all that infrastructure. Yeah, it's just not worth it, guys. All right, so I think that's it. I think that's all the steel we're going to be able to get outside of those decisions that grant steel. Because, yeah, I'm not seeing anything else here, guys. America does have steel problems, though, for, like, all the factories that they need. We ran into this in the last one where we had, like, serious steel problems. So, you know, it's just the way it is. And you normally have people to trade with for steel. But in this case, we do not. So, yeah, we are going to have some issues, guys. Let's get some more synthetic refineries, since we are short on rubber as well. And that's going to be a problem, trying to find people to trade with for the rubber. So trading with steel, or excuse me, trading for aluminum, let's do the Norwegians. And we'll just do 1 factory worth. And I guess we're going to have to trade with an enemy for the steel, won't we? Yeah, because there's nobody else to trade with. So if we got to pick an enemy, let's do the Turks first. And then we'll do Japan next. Yeah, and we'll just have to wait till we get some of that infrastructure built. It's fine. It's going to affect some of those ships at the bottom, but yeah, not too worried about it, guys. Let's go and get these ships added in. Some light cruisers and destroyers to get training. Make sure we don't have any large ships training unnecessarily. It's just that battleship in there. Still needs to get a bit more experience here. So yeah, so I think we're only going to be able to get to January, guys, because yeah, this video is getting rather long. So we did finish up the fighters. Fantastic. Let's go after the carrier fighters now, and we'll go ahead and update these fighters as well. Just see, is it still... Let's take a look here. The support cruiser 3A is also being considered outdated. Alright, so that's kind of a bummer. It's not reacting to how we set this up. We can build those torpedo cruisers real quick, so we'll go ahead and do that. But let's go and get these fighters out there. Not enough experience to really justify doing anything with them. Alright, so yeah, we don't need to do anything else here. Let's go ahead and get the carriers design though, and we'll base it off the support cruisers there, because yeah, there's not really any changes down here that we're doing. It just be up here. So for the support cruisers, we want the or excuse me, these are the torpedo cruisers, my bad. So we can put the 2 torpedo launchers in the middle here, so they have that high torpedo attack, and then we'll have them have 1 depth charge. So they'll be able to at least attack submarines. And then for the other 2 slots, what would we want to do with these here? I suppose we'll kind of split them up. Yeah, I guess that's what we'll do. If we can get we can get those dual purpose, but we can't get the good dual purpose, unfortunately. Yeah, that's a shame. All right, well, in that sense, yeah, we'll just do the anti-air, because this dual purpose, this dual purpose just isn't as good as that other one. So yeah, we'll just do 1 light cruiser battery, and that'll be over here. So we'll do 1 of those, and then here we'll probably just leave the anti-air, actually. Yeah, we'll just leave the anti-air here. So yeah, this looks good. Again, their focus is the high torpedo attack. That's what these guys are going to be doing. So let's go and get them named. Our torpedo cruisers. All right, excellent. 16 experience. Okay, it was 16, not 20 something. All right, so let's get these guys built in as well. Put them right down here, and yeah, it's still marking them as outdated. Okay, so this isn't gonna fix it, of course, but at least it won't be in here is marked as being outdated. Looks like I messed this up, didn't I? I grabbed the wrong torpedo cruisers. It's kind of a mess of ship management here, guys. Alright, so let's go and give them 5 there. About to have that torpedo cruiser there done. Alright, yeah, we're looking good. And you know what, actually, let's give them 4. Torpedo cruisers are a little bit less important than getting the attack and support cruisers built. Alright, so that looks good. We do need more dockyards, so let's go and get those placed as well. Get a few more dockyards in here. Let's see where we have good bonuses. 60% over there. So it looks like we'll want to do it here where we have the nice 70% and 80% bonuses. So we're going to get, let me just see how we're looking right now on the dockyards. We'll just do those 4 for right now. And you know what? I think we're actually going to tick those up to the top here as well. Yeah, we'll tick these. Oh, you know what? Actually, all this is pretty important. I thought there's military factories here before them. We'll wait then. All right, so yeah, just gonna get here until January. I was trying to get to much sooner, but all the ship designing has taken way too long. It's taken way too long to get all that done. I forgot we're gonna build troops. My bad, guys. We do have a lot of equipment for building troops, so let's go and do that. Let's go and start getting some tanks going and some more of the big red ones. We started building these, but yeah, we needed to build more troops. Let's go and do. See how we're doing on equipment. Yeah, we're gonna do 5, even though I know that we have the equipment shortages. That's fine. And then we're gonna do some light tanks as well. We'll do these until we're actually out of tanks already. We can only do 2. All right. So yeah, we'll do 2 more freedom machines and 5 more big red ones. Just looking at the troop numbers over here. Remember, the British now will have supply. Anybody who's in the Allies will not have supply. So yeah, doing that one focus just resulted, it kind of hurt us, in fact, because it resulted in them joining the Allies, and there we go. Excellent. So the Italians declared war on France. I'm hoping France will now join the Allies. I mean, I guess they might not. We'll just have to wait and see what happens there. But I'm really hoping they join the Allies. And then the Greeks and the Italians can be defeated and likely puppeted, and then they'll be forced into the Allies, which is what we want. But the French have to actually join the Allies. I don't know if they can defeat Italy by themselves. We'll have to wait and see. It'll be interesting to see exactly who wins that. So we've gotten the cruiser submarines, and yeah, we got that from this focus, the fleet submarines. So I think we can continue now, going back down this tree here, and do the reaffirm Monroe Doctrine again. Just trying to create our faction here, guys. So let's get that knocked out. We have the free dockyard, so we finished up building that. I think it was the torpedo cruiser that we had going. So let's go and get this assigned. We have 10 going into the Wolf Hunters. We don't have any submarines currently building. It did take longer to get that one done. We do need to research something here. Research those submarine holes with that research bonus. We'll do after we finish this one, I guess. Yeah, we'll do it after we finish this one, though I think we need to get the carrier bombers next. So yeah, I might do that first. We do need to get those submarines out there. Get those built in, and in order to do that, we got to get them researched. Could build one more of the old ones, I suppose. Yeah, we'll build one more old one. We can also use the cruiser submarine tech, which I know that the cruiser submarines are better than the level 2s, but I don't remember if they were better than the level 1s. I can't remember. Or excuse me, the level 3s. Yeah, I can't remember if they were better or not. Yeah, we'll have to look at that. We're just going to build one more of these for right now. But yeah, I can't remember. Again, they are much better than the 2s. We would have to design them, of course. But yeah, I can't remember if they're better than the 1s. So we'll just put all the dockyards we have into the submarines here. That's destroyers. Into the submarines here. And go ahead and get them placed. They already are. Excellent. And this is going to be the 31st of May. So yeah, we'll just build that one. And that is all. And we're still short on the steel. It looks like we're not getting as much from the Italians now. So that's what's causing these problems here. So we're going to have to trade more with the with the Japanese. Yeah. Or we could trade with the Greeks, I suppose, since they're in the Italian faction. We're still going to have to trade with more with the Japanese, though, which is a real shame. I don't really want to trade with them. But there's just nobody else to trade with besides other enemies. These are all enemies. It doesn't matter who we trade with. At least the Japanese might fight the Allies. There's a good possibility of that, guys. So yeah, we're almost here to January. And we don't really need any more support right now. So we're going to say this smells of corruption. We can go and fill out the military staff. So let's go ahead and get the Naval Air Defense, I think. Maybe the next one we want to get? Yeah, let's go and get that. So the next two upgrades are for our land units. We do have some unassigned troops here. Oh, these guys are done. Excellent. So let's go and place them into this army here. And then go ahead and get them moved to different locations. Could always put one into Alaska. And we're going to set these guys all up to also train. Could put one there. We want to put them onto the front lines here, guys. The places where we're most likely to get attacked. So let's do it this way. We'll do it from the top. Put him into Guam.
Ready to move.
Just get them all moved to any areas that might be initially attacked by the Japanese if they, whenever that ends up happening. Could see an attack here as well since we're fighting the Allies. So I'll place one there in Phoenix Island. How many do we have here? We have 2, so might want to place one more.
Attention.
Just don't want to be defeated in these locations.
Ready to move.
Alright, so we got that done. How many do we have in Hawaii? We have 3 currently. Okay, not bad. But we could always put one more. And could also put... Damn, did we put one on Midway? I don't know if we did. We're going to put another one there. Because I don't remember if we did or not. I guess we'll place one on Attu Island then. And then one in Hawaii. And one in Alaska. Just make sure all these locations are well defended so nobody will be able to take them from us. And that they'll also just throw away mass amounts of manpower. Oh, we should have put some in Philippines too. Yeah, probably should have put some over there as well. I'm a little bit worried about supply here though. It can always be an issue. Although the Philippines don't really have a lot of units right now. Yeah, they barely have any. Alright, so I think we're actually going to have to end that here in the episode here. I was hoping to get to, to get into either March or April. But that's just not going to happen, guys. So I'm going to get that researched. I suppose what we could do is wait to get the improved infantry equipment so that I remember to get the submarines. It's just be a really, really long episode, guys. It's an incredibly long episode, actually. Way longer than I planned. Because I still got to record a CK3 today as well. We do need to get those naval bombers updated. Let's go and do that. Yeah, still short on resources, guys. The aluminum's a problem for us. Let's look for somebody to trade with here. Yeah, we trade with them. Yeah, having some resource issues, just a bit. It's going to be a problem, and once everybody joins the Allies, it's going to become a serious issue in the long run. And how long do we have? Because I keep considering that we're doing it there, but I haven't looked to see when this expires in a while. Huh, where'd it go? Do we not have to worry about that anymore? Us being on the partial mobilization? Because, yeah, there was that... decision there that popped up, that little warning. Maybe it's no longer an issue, like because we're preparing for war, maybe because we have a rival faction on our borders. I'm not entirely sure how it considered that, but yeah, that's no longer an issue. I'm not seeing it anywhere. Nothing saying that we have to get rid of change up our economic laws. Doesn't seem to be the case. Maybe because we got the war plan thing. I really don't know. But yeah, we don't have any issues with that anymore. So that's good. That means we can wait all the way until May to declare war and give us the longest amount of time to prepare for this conflict, guys. So we do have 4 dockyards. What did we finish completing here? Still building these. We want to get more of those as well. Got all these going as well. Let's go ahead and get another... I think we're going to do another battleship, actually, guys. I'm not quite happy where our battleships are at. So let's go and do one more battleship here. Just one. And get these guys set up to go to San Diego. And these guys need to be set up as well. Alright, and I did put this cruiser here, my bad. Oh, actually these guys can join into this one. And so can these. I bet that battleship's done. Yep, yes sir. Alright, let's go and place them over here. Alright, so yeah, just waiting on this one tech to get researched here in just a couple days. The British Communist Alternative. So the British have renamed, that's essentially what this is. They just have renamed the faction, although it looks like there's nobody in it now because they created a new faction. So the Canadians are no longer in that faction. Again, though, we still can't do anything against them, so. And we did finish up the research that we were waiting on. And we are now in February, which is as far as we're going to be going. So yeah, we're going to go for that, but again, I want to get these submarine holes while I'm thinking about it. We have a research bonus for them, 67 days. We have all the text for them as well. So we do need to, nope, there's nothing we need to build here. We are still short on the steel, unfortunately. Again, I think this is going to be a serious issue in this campaign, guys. The steel shortages, yeah, unfortunately, I think it's going to be a real issue for us. We're also short on chromium. Are we building anywhere where the chromium's going to be fixed? Doesn't look like it. I don't think we currently are. So yeah, it looks like we're going to have chromium shortages too, so both steel and chromium is going to be a problem for us. America is one of the few countries that actually have chromium problems. But yeah, they do have those issues. So yeah, we're going to have to trade for that as well. And we'll just trade with, there's a lot of options for who we want to trade with here. We'll trade with the Cubans though. Alright, so that is going to be the end of today's episode. Hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. And next episode, we'll be declaring war on the British, guys. Essentially in May, early May. So before I record the next episode, I'm going to get our fleet set up, get them all ranged, and figure out where we're going to place everybody and how it's going to look. Now, we probably won't have much of a Pacific fleet initially, just a few over here just for if the Japanese declare war quickly. Most of our ships are going to be over here, guys. Now, the British are over here as well, so we'll need some ships just in case they decide to like attack the Philippines or something. And if these guys are in the Allies, which they're not, and I guess I can't call them the Allies anymore, huh? I got a new name. We'll call them the Communist Alternative, I suppose. It's supposed to be an alternative to the Soviet Union's Comintern faction, but of course they don't have a faction, so it's very strange overall. Yeah, it's just a weird situation, honestly. Hopefully France will join the British, but yeah, things are not quite going the way I'd want them to go. Not surprising, it never does. But yeah, what we'll do if they declare war, or excuse me, if any of these countries join the Allies again or join the alternative again, then we'll invade them to get all those beautiful resources. But otherwise, yeah, there's really no reason for us to focus too much on Asia until Japan starts getting crazy. Until that point, then there's really not much that we have to worry about here in the Pacific. Again, the British are there, but they're just not gonna. They might not have any presence here, actually. Now that I think about it, yeah, because they might have freed all their stuff up here. They have some islands here in the Indian Ocean. Yeah, they have nothing in the Pacific. Okay, so it's not even a problem unless, Australia or New Zealand or something joins. New Zealand hasn't even gone communist yet, so yeah, we don't have to worry about the Pacific much, guys, for some time. So the majority of ships are going to be here in the Atlantic to try and get the British fleet destroyed. If we looked at ship sizes here, guys, they're currently looking at, they're in the 300-something ships. We have 322 ourselves. France, maybe 125 ships or so. The Germans seem to have the same amount of ships as they had before. Soviets have a bit more, but not much. And the Italians and the French are going to destroy each other's fleet, too, so that's one thing to consider. Spanish don't have much of a fleet, and the Japanese have a much smaller fleet than they typically would at this point. So yeah, we should be able to dominate the seas, guys. It's really just the British fleet that we're going to have to defeat. So yeah, when we go to war, that's what the majority of the beginning of the conflict is going to be. It's going to be the naval war here in the Atlantic. And if the Canadians don't join the new British faction, which they might, but if they don't join, all these British troops will again start taking all that attrition. And since the British gave all this territory back to the Canadians, there's nowhere to attack, no invasions to do, nothing to do until the Canadians join that faction. I suppose we'll want to invade into Bermuda, so we'll want to set up that naval invasion. Especially with us not fighting Canada. We can take some of these troops out. I think we have just about one division in every province at this point. Yeah, looks like we have one division in every province. So yeah, we could take a couple divisions and have them do a quick invasion here so that we can grab up Bermuda. And then they won't have anywhere to invade us from. Or excuse me, they won't have anywhere to bomb us from. But yeah, they could also launch invasions from here. But yeah, it's just going to be a naval conflict trying to get the British fleet destroyed. So that'll open up next episode. A little bit later in the episode than I planned because, of course, we still got to we're going to let our ships build up for another 2 months, I think. Yeah, we'll build another 2 months up, continue training and all that kind of good stuff. And then we'll declare war in May, probably right in the beginning of May, guys, is what I'm expecting. So just a couple more months, and then we'll start war with the British. And whatever's left of their faction. Again, right now they just have Yugoslavia in there, I think. No, Bulgaria. Yugoslavia is not in their faction anymore. So yeah, very weird with them creating that new faction. Just kind of messed everything up. Not entirely sure why they did that, but it is what it is. We'll just have to roll with it. But yeah, it looks like we're gonna have all kinds of issues here. I don't know that we're gonna get the big one and powerful communist faction that I wanted with this series. But yeah, we'll see you guys on the next episode, and thanks for watching.